while more folks are coming in. And then I'll just record to the cloud. And hi, I'm going to have a wee peek at who's here. Ontario, Fergus. Oh, now it's streaming and I need to mute myself. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. I think. Yeah, beautiful. One more quick last logistic and then we'll dive in. Okay, good. This is the YouTube in case needed. Pop that into the Slack for Jenny and Adair. That's my overflow room. Oh, we won't stream it to take up bandwidth. Fabulous. All right. And then go to the cloud and we are golden. All right. So Cape Town, South Africa, Boston, Alaska, Central Florida, Colorado, UK, but mostly in Malta. I love it, Jillian. Oh my gosh, Jillian, you made it. Wow, it's so good to see you. We should connect. Cindy is Canada. I love you putting your wee flags in. Lynn from Georgia, Vancouver, the Canadian one. Not Washington. I love it. Cuchimudlo. Always like saying that. You know it. Wisconsin, Claire. Hello, darling. Caroline from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Jennifer from Cool Way Sports. Yay. Is that a town? Joanne from Greendale, Wisconsin. Michelle from UK. Femi from Cypress Island. Beautiful. Charlotte, Phoenix, Arizona. Colleen, North Carolina. Martin. Oh, you're in Austria. Martin, I don't think I knew you were in Austria. Are you normally in Austria? One of my favorite human design teachers is out of Vienna, Austria. Oh, we got Michigan, Arizona, Pennsylvania, San Diego. Hi, Judy. Finland, Israel. Wow. Erica, you're so welcome. Nice to see you. Hi, Dallas, Texas. Hello, darling. Martha, San Francisco. Happy Bonfire Day. Oh, UK. Is it really? Today is Guy Fawkes Day? Okay, let's see now. Some of you might want to add your fireflies. Oh, you know what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and get the AI companion. Actually, I think it's already running, so that's just fine. Because some of you might know this, that the Fathom AI note taker doesn't join webinars or meetings if there's required registration. But I think that the AI companion on, because this stops, so it must be, I don't normally use the Zoom AI companion. We're going to talk a wee bit about that today. Did you all notice that Mari has a little disclaimer that you have to agree to when you come into my Zooms now? I posted about that on my Facebook, I think yesterday. I'm going to pop it into my slides. I've got that. Thanks, Cindy. She's loved the disclaimer. So someone's requested to record to their computer. Yeah, I'm going to provide the recording for you. Okay, I'll definitely provide the recording. All right, so yeah, oh my gosh, Pakistan. Okay, so Fireflies does work. Look at that. Fireflies works, but Fathom doesn't. I'm going to have a word with that Fathom because I do like them. Karen from Medford. Okay, beautiful. You guys are all amazing. I love that you're here in wonderful time. We have crossed the 100-person mark. As I say, last I looked, 922 people signed up. Amazing. And so the people will be coming in. You never know with these things. My fellow webinar live event leaders, you just never know these turn-up rates, right? Because there's a lot competing for attention these days. There's many places you could be, lots of things you could be doing with your time. And I'm deeply honored that you've chosen to spend the next hour and a bit with me. And I've got some wonderful content prepared for you on the topics of social media, AI, madness, how to stop the madness. And I will pepper just a wee bit of human design in there. For some folks, I know it really resonates with you. For other folks, it's not for you. Don't worry. It won't be a whole session on just human design. I've got other trainings for that, for those who are interested. Devon, UK, I love it. Okay, beautiful. So I'm recording, everything all set. We're streaming. We've got more people coming in to join us. Thank you. Thank you. It's delightful to see you. I'm just going to briefly put us on gallery mode so I can see all your beautiful faces. Hi. Okay. Yeah, cameras are totally optional. Beautiful. Okay. Joanne, hi, Joanne, Miranda. Oh my gosh, and someone's got their avatar. Ted, you funny bunny. Are you really rocking back and forth? Yeah. You guys crack me up. All right, let's get my slides up here and we are ready to rock because this is going to be fabulous. Now, I want to be fairly interactive too. I will periodically ask you questions. You can pop in the chat. I do have my team members here. We've got, let's see, I know Adair is here. She's the co-host. And Jenny made it. Okay, fantastic, Jenny. I'm just going to make you co-host as well so people can see that. Uh-huh. Thanks, darling, for putting that in. Mari, Team Mari. Beautiful. Yeah, so what's going to happen too is, another thing, those of you that are power Zoom users, have you noticed that they've changed some things? They monkeys, they changed where you can't automatically send reminders out. You have to get a third-party paid app to do reminders. And then also what was the other thing? Oh, my mind just went blank. One other thing that you can't do that's annoying. It doesn't matter. If it comes back, it will come back. It'll be a good thing or not. I'm like, my mind is like, sometimes maybe some of you can relate if you have a really busy mind. Mine is like a grasshopper and a kangaroo and a flying tree monkey and a frog got together and had a kid. That's my mind. Leapity leap leap. But no, really, I'm going to focus now because I have got some important information for you. Stop the madness. Social media is broken. AI driven content is out of control. I want to teach you how to grow your business in 2026 without selling your soul is an aspect of what we're going to talk about today. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, the Q&A. There you go, because I just saw your wee chat bubbles. There's no Q&A in meetings. They used to have Q&A function in meetings. So just if you have questions, just pop them in the chat. Happy day! Today's full moon. Yes. It came up at 5 something Pacific this morning, full moon. And for those of you that know human design or have a little teeny bit of knowledge about it or curiosity, the sun, it moves around the mandala and it goes into what are called gates and lines. And at 2 in the morning Pacific, the sun is right now in gate 1, line 1, which is actually my perfect bridging gate because I have the 8-1 and then the 214 and it hooks me up. So I'm all hooked up today. For those of you, if that doesn't mean anything to you, don't even worry about it. But those of you that know a wee bit about human design, I just felt like mentioning that because it's like, yeah, I'm like really in great spirits today. And I scheduled this webinar on purpose, or this event here today. Oh, Miranda, you're already seeing a big orange moon over the ocean. I love it. If you have not heard me speak before, I've got a wee bit of an accent. I'm a triple citizen, born in Canada to Scottish parents, and I became an American citizen in 22. So I have 3 passports. I have been 18 years. I'm in my 19th year now. They call me the Queen of Facebook. I don't mind that. Quite like being a wee bit of royalty, although the royal family, not part of those people. It's just, just a metaphoric. Hey, every girl's got to wear a crown or a tiara, right? But yeah, it's just astonishing to me how the years have flown by, still specializing in Facebook marketing. And then for the last 5 years, I have been deeply immersed in studying professional studies with the International Human Design School. What exactly is human design? How can it impact you on a personal basis as well as business? And I am actually weaving that in with many of my private coaching clients and helping them to achieve significantly better success and wealth as a result of understanding their human design. So a wee bit more about that later. I wrote a book called The New Relationship Marketing. That came out in 2011, long overdue, a new version. The new part meant social media. Now, guess what? I got to do a new version because it's like AI. How the heck do we do relationship marketing when there's all this fake stuff out there? Ouch, ouch. I will talk to you about that today. I'm very, very passionate about empowering others, empowering you, my fellow entrepreneurs, professionals, business owners, and building community. We're going to talk quite a bit about that today. What does it look like to build community? Specifically, authentic, transparent community. Let's see, what color do I feel like? I think we'll do this blue one. Authentic, transparent. Those are so vital right now. And they always have been vital, but in this crazy world of AI, fakeness, you don't even know what's real anymore. My goodness. Well, I think that one Major aspect of the authenticity part, friends, is doing what I'm doing right now. Live, going live with your audience. So live Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, live Zooms, and live in-person events. Getting ahead of myself because I do have that in some slides. So we've got this crazy rise of AI. It's been rising for what, 3 years now? Isn't it been 3 years? Who can tell me what date did ChatGPT blast onto the scenes? I think it was October of 22. Thank you, C. Lee. You are fast. October 22. Yeah. So we're 3 years in. Anybody seen the ads for Tony Robbins and Gene Graziosi? They're going Gene Dean Graziosi. Gene Graziosi. Dyslexic. They're going relentless with those ads. I bet they're spending millions on ads. I registered as well. I registered like whatever. One of my fellow marketers posted about it and he's like, how can this be get out of AI overwhelm when it's 3 days and 50 speakers? Like, who has time for that? It's like even more overwhelming by the end of it. But hey, no disrespect to Tony and Dean. They're like, power marketers, but they really seem to be marketing to an audience that hasn't really heard of AI. So anyway, the rise of AI, we've got this masses of synthetic, you've heard it called synthetic content or even slop. Slop is generic AI produced content. Gosh, was it last year? Certainly, I want to say about a year ago. Did you all see that meme go by? It was Shrimp Jesus. What the heck? People come up with the craziest things. Now it's like even more intense. That's what's meant by slop. It's just, I don't know about you all, but do you ever like see in your Facebook or Instagram feed that and I try so hard not to be like judgy. I don't mean this critical or judgy. And I watch people in the comments where they just eat it up and they have no clue that something's completely fake. Some of this stuff even has the Sora watermark on it, right? OpenAI's video creation tool, Sora. It's got a big old watermark on it, and they're still just like eating it up like it's real. Oh my gosh, what's the world coming to? Anyway, so we got fake videos, fake photos, fake people, and it literally confuses our brains. I have stopped interacting with it as much content because I find myself my thumbs hovering over the like or the love or the haha, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think that's real. I don't want to endorse it. To me, a reaction is a form of endorsement, and I don't want to endorse something. No disrespect, because I'm going to show you some examples today of people who've cloned themselves effectively. It's about authentic and transparent. Hey, this is a fake version that you're watching now, right? You could even say, I'm going to talk to you a bit later about language translation that Meta has introduced. I popped a video about that on my Facebook profile, on my Instagram. Me and my uh, Scottish Canadian American accent, fluently speaking Spanish, Portuguese, and Hindi. The lips moving, the accent, incredible. It's so believable, but yeah, anyway. Cognitive, it creates that cognitive dissonance, reality confusion. You all heard of the term brain rot? Unfortunately, that's what's happening to us. It's happening to your kids. Anybody here have kids, teenagers? Are you watching how much stuff they consume? You got brain rot, AI slop, and digital fatigue. All of that compounded by AI in the last 3 years. Thank you for popping it in the chat there. Indeed, October of 22, ChatGPT blasted on the scenes. I think it probably took a good 12 months before it was really more mainstream. And then now I would say in 2025, with the introduction of OpenAI's Sora, as well as Meta AI vibes. Has anybody here tried Meta AI? Do you use Meta AI? Oh, we're all kind of using it anyway. It's baked into everything that Meta, Facebook, Instagram offers. But I mean specifically going to like meta.ai and using it to create content. Karen says, love it. Love it with that Meta AI? Wow. Yeah, because then when you go to meta.ai and you'll sign in, you can sign in with your Facebook or create a new account and it's totally free. And just like Sora, you've got now a new like feed of just slop, video slop, fake stuff. Yeah. Lisa says she tried it but didn't find it very accurate. Elena says she uses it. Sandy not tried it yet. Yeah. So what is brain rot? Brain rot is the negative effects of overexposure to shallow, repetitive, or overstimulating online content. Well, hello, we're all at the mercy of that. Unless we have the discipline, the mental discipline, the fortitude to go, no, I'm not going to get drawn in, sucked into this constant feeding my brain with this stuff. I'm not just talking about AI stuff. It just like it says in the screen, shallow, repetitive, or overly stimulating. It creates mental fatigue and cognitive overload. We're not as able to focus, in fact, on what's important, what we say is important to us. It's psychologically created all these algorithms to hook us in, to reel, yeah, pun intended, to reel us in. So brain rot actually made it as the Oxford Word of the Year in 2024. Did you all see that on dictionary.com, the word of the year is 6-7, whatever. These silly trends, 6-7, I don't know. All the news anchors doing all these influencers doing this silly 6-7, whatever. Someone told me yesterday, Jenny, I think it was you, that it's like in the kind of teen world, it's almost like an apathetic approach. Whatever, 6-7, silly stuff. But anyway, brain rot. All right, what about realistic AI images and videos? Let me know in the chat. How do you feel about having an AI photo shoot? What feels right for you? This is where I come into the human design system, where I know for me, I trust my gut. I pay attention to the energy in my body, not my mental chitter chatter. I mentioned earlier about this super busy active mind and all these thoughts that fly around, and our minds will talk us into and out of things. But the body felt decision for me. I do not want to have an AI photo shoot. It feels soulless to me. Yeah, Shannon says it's concerning. Sheila, not for me. Cindy, you avoid photo shoots of any kind, just in general anyway. Yeah, yeah, 6-7 doesn't really mean anything exactly. So AI photo shoots, and I put in the same category video clones, even though that's quite different, because you really have to get it trained up, and there's software to do that. Has anybody here done that? Has anybody here made a video clone of themselves to put content out there? I'm going to show you an example in a minute. Yeah, Maggie's seen these AI photo shoots. Doesn't even look like them. Like, yeah, no wrinkles. Yeah, the weird poses. Suddenly you have got a six-pack abs. I literally saw that. I won't name names, but this person was doing like a before and after. Wow, look at these amazing pictures AI made of me. And I'm like, doesn't look like you. Sorry, not sorry. Well, here's the thing. I definitely recommend that you include disclosures and, if possible, watermarks. I mean, I love that Sora is putting the watermark on there. In Meta AI, it's very discreet. They put a little watermark at the kind of bottom right, even for those like colored backgrounds. You can make them for posts on your profile, on your Facebook profile, whatever. But yeah, they were quite a leader. Meta was quite a leader with the watermarks at first, and then it seems like they're getting a bit smaller. I highly recommend this. I'm going to give you this. Many of you here are on my email list. I think everybody here, you always see registered for this program, so you're on my emails. You can completely and utterly copy the disclosure that I put. I call it my content authenticity statement. I put it at the bottom of every single email, and I even have it at the bottom of my web pages. And it's going to say something like, around 10% or 20 or 50. Usually I love to write. I mean, I'm a born writer, a born explainer. I like to structure my knowledge and my language and put sentences together. I like it to come from me and through me. And not to say I don't use AI. Probably some of you can relate. You use a bit of AI to stimulate, to come up with ideas. So I just put that there, and this is my generative AI policy, and you're welcome to completely copy that. That is actually Creative Commons. You'll see at the bottom of it here, it's the policy is based on Marketing AI Institute. My good friend Paul Raitzer over there, he created this Creative Commons doc, so you can click there, and he calls it the Responsible AI Manifesto for Marketing and Business. So I highly recommend you create your own publicly available version, and just and I keep having to update this because things change. So that's what I recommend there. Now, example of a clone. Who here knows Julia McCoy? Do you follow her? Are you familiar with her? Yeah, you're welcome, Sandy. Julia, I believe, is the first person to successfully create a YouTube channel over 100,000 subscribers based almost entirely on her clone. I mean, she's a powerhouse. I've known her since the blog world days, which is 2006, 2006, 7. Oh my God, we're getting that in again. Now that's weird. I just saw that said mail to. That's not correct. Is it going to come over here? No, that's weird. Um, hmm. No, didn't put it there. Shoot. I want to go and pull her up. Hold on 1 second. I want to show something live here. YouTube. Julia McCoy. Okay. Yeah, yeah. She's amazing. She's just a powerhouse. And she's had some real health challenges this year. Look at that, 188,000 subscribers. And what I like about what Julia does, because her last name is McCoy, so she calls her clone Dr. McCoy, and she wears this little Dr. Spock, uh, you know, shirt. And so I'm going to just play something here, and it won't come through the audio. Of course, it's going to give us an ad, whatever, blah, 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 ads. Yeah, I've seen this guy's stuff everywhere too. Sorry, guy, you're doing great, I'm sure. So yeah, so she'll do her little intro. I got the volume down or off, but you can go see her. Yeah, and she'll literally say, "This is Dr. McCoy." Back up a second. Digital avatar of Julia McCoy, founder, first mover. So she's not trying to pull one over on you. She's not trying to pretend it's not her. And she's quite upfront about it. And I like that better than someone A, not disclosing, or B, waiting till the very end, because people hardly ever watch something to the very end. Isn't that? Yeah, Melissa's saying, wow, that looks real. Yeah, it's astounding how real that she's got this to. Yeah, I know she did a lot of training. She did a lot of training to get it to the where she really, yeah, she says outfit changes and everything. And then she'll periodically come on and go, I think I remember when she went to train this, maybe about a year ago, and she said that she had just walked into the studio with like a dozen outfits or something. So, yeah, and every now and again I can sometimes see like how the mouth moves or whatever. But anyway, so fine. If that's for you, great, go for it. I, again, I'm coming back to this AI clauses and disclaimers. Some of you might have seen the post I made on my Facebook profile week and a half ago with this no AI manipulation for speaker contracts. Artificial intelligence, image and likeness protection clause for speakers and presenters. Some folks have asked me, what about podcasts? Generally speaking, if you host a podcast or you are a guest on podcast, I don't ever see those folks using contracts. But I think you should have a conversation with the host if you're going to be a guest. And if you're a host, have a conversation with the guest. Here's my policy. Here's what we do. We might use AI to make a thumbnail. If that's okay with you, I'm just making this up on the fly right now. What I would recommend is saying, for podcasters, we'll share the thumbnail with you and have you approve it. Something like that. I don't know. To me, that would be a really clean way to do it. So let me grab this for you because I know you're all, can we get that? If you didn't see it go by, I will give you that link right now. It's set to view only, so you're welcome to make a copy and just play with it however you will. Now, this was created with Mitch Jackson, attorney. Shout out to him, because you'll see, and he put in a long version. Well, he put this on my Facebook, and then actually, no, he DM'd me. He DM'd me, and I had so many people asking, what clause do you use, Mari? Can you share it? And so I'm like, you know what? We're just going to put it out there. And then some additional input from Mitch as well is making sure that you check with a lawyer in your state or region. So this is really helpful to know. And I'll tell you why I'm so adamant about this is because earlier this year, I want to say maybe 9 months ago, I was booked for a webinar. I'll come off screen share for a second. I was booked to lead a webinar. It was like AMA, Ask Mari Anything, Ask Me Anything. And I have no idea, I'll probably never know to this day, why the host chose to make a completely fake AI image of me to promote the webinar. It wasn't even based on the headshot that I had provided them. And it looked dreadful. Had great big teeth, like I was breaking them in for a horse. I'm just making fun of it. But seriously, I was affronted. I was mortified. And I demanded that they take it down. It was up on Instagram and a few places. And I was so, I would almost use the good Scottish word. Scunnered. None of you'll know what scunnered means, unless anybody here is in the UK. If you're English or Scottish, you might know what scunnered means. And I just was like, no, this is not happening. You cannot F with my likeness. I never swore. I don't normally swear. I swear behind the scenes, but not publicly. And so what happened in that scenario, the trust was broken, the rapport was broken. We never went ahead with the webinar. And then add to that, my good friend Kylie out of Australia, she had a situation where she was on an interview, on-camera interview, very, very personal, sharing her personal story. And the host took a clip and made an AI video clip of her looking all anguished and forlorn and all distraught, like to add more emotional impact and get more views and clicks. She was horrified, and they never took it down. It's still up. So I spoke about that in my newsletter. And then everybody that came into this Zoom today, I have this new generative AI policy. You can find it in your Zoom settings. It's literally your custom, I think it's called a custom disclaimer. It's under your Zoom meeting settings, advanced. And so I'm just telling people, look, if you're on camera, if you put something in the chat, if you say something in the live situation publicly, this is considered a public webinar. But obviously private meetings are different. I'm only going to share private meetings with the people who are on the meeting. So yeah, and there was a recent situation with that. I know one person in here is using Fireflies. So I saw that go by, and I'm okay with that. If you want to add your own AI note taker, I don't mind. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why my policy is like that. Some of you might be really dead set against people like your attendees, your clients, students, meeting attendees, whatever, adding their own AI. The thing is, if you're providing the replay, the recording, anybody could download it. There's screen recorders. Even if I said like no AI note takers and I'm not going to record this and I'm not going to share it anywhere, anybody could be screen recording this right now. I mean, okay, we all live in this hopefully honor system, but the way I look at it is, I try to be as generous as I can, but also upholding some fierce standards, right? Fierce principles. Again, back to my human design, my conscious earth and unconscious moon are in the gate of 49 principles. Very principled. I'll create a revolution if I need to. But what happened to me is a few days ago, I was on a class. I was taking a class as a student, and the host had fireflies in there, just like it is. You can see in the chat here, if you scroll back, there's at least one person recording on fireflies, which is fine. I don't mind if you bring your note takers in. But in this instance, the few days ago, the host and their internal team carried on after the class ended for about 30 minutes with a private debrief, and it was still streaming on Fireflies. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have no clue. I haven't told them yet, and I will. I'm going to. I was thinking about the right way to word it because I'm sure they're going to freak out. You got to be observant. You got to be vigilant, about these things. So here's the thing. Let's lay down a few more tracks here for you. Tom Bilyeu. How many of you know Tom Bilyeu and follow him? Impact Theory. He's an interesting entrepreneur. I do like to follow him. He's really powerful. I like his stuff. 90% fake AI content by 2027. Astounding. I put that in one of my newsletters earlier, a few months ago. And it blew my mind. I mean, I don't know where Tom gets his statistics, but I completely believe that sounds like a totally legit stat. What he said is, quote unquote, what Tom said: the brutal truth about what's coming. Content is becoming a commodity. Community is becoming the only moat. You know what a moat is, right? That protective body of water full of snakes and alligators and poisonous things to keep people out. It's a form of protection, right? I just see a quick comment there. I want to make a comment on Dressel, Denmark. I love that Denmark is going to be the first country to give citizens copyright over their face, voice, and body, their likeness. I get full body tingles just thinking about it, just saying that. Please, every country in the world, do it. They won't, unfortunately. But thanks, Denmark, for leading the way. And I hope that we all can just, rise up. What's that beautiful Margaret Mead quote? That never doubt what a small group of committed citizens can do. Together we can join forces and stop these mega giants messing with us. So what Tom says, in 2 years, there'll be two types of business owners: those who built communities that know, like, and trust them as humans. Oof. Let me just let that land for a second. Almost makes me want to cry. You see, every day we're fire hosed by how important it is to get AI into your every aspect of your business and automate this and automate that. What about the human touch? What about real, authentic, heart to heart, soul to soul connecting? What about loving on your customers as being a real human? Now, community, that I'm getting ahead of myself because I got some slides for you. How do you do that? How do you build a community that knows, likes, and trusts you? And then the second camp or bucket category, Tom says, is people wondering, marketers, businesses wondering why their audience disappeared overnight. The entrepreneurs figuring this out now will own, quote unquote, the next decade, says Tom. The ones who don't will watch their audiences vanish into an ocean of AI content. Ouch! Boom! Painful. Well, I love using this slide in many of my talks, that we absolutely are living in this time of infinite content, but everybody has finite attention 24 hours a day, the great equalizer, right? And then, of course, we're being programmed these very highly manipulative algorithms that push us to watch this or watch that. I know it's the interest media, so we're supposedly getting content in our feeds of what we're interested in, and it's predictive. It's a predictive algorithm that tells us what we're interested in. Don't watch too many cat videos, you'll see nothing but cat videos, you know? Now, you all familiar with how social media started a long time ago now? The friend follower graph. Graph just meaning you can imagine like a whole mind map, like all of these connections, all of these connected circles and lines between them. Well, that's no longer the case. You friend someone, you follow someone, you may or may not see their content in the feed. Where we are now with all social platforms is the interest graph. It's based on what you interact with and what the algorithms predict it thinks you will interact with and like. Basically how the ads have always worked. Now the ad algorithm has come to the organic algorithm. And I say that we are going to be moving pretty quickly to what's called the intent graph. So sooner or later, you'll start to see more and more of this where you are thinking about buying something or on the market for whether it's a purchase or just an interest, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing it. Now, of course, many of you might relate to this. Don't get me started on this. Does Facebook, Meta, all these platforms, do they listen to us? Are they tuned into our phone? Should we cover our cameras and our mics? I don't know. It's an endless debate for many, many years. And I know many of you probably have stories, personal stories, where you were talking privately with somebody about a topic you've never gone online about, and all of a sudden you see ads for it. Ugh. It's, you know, Zuckerberg, Masseri, they always are adamant that they don't listen. So, but who knows? I don't know for certain. You know, you have to trust your own self on that. However, where I'm going with this intent graph is not so much about them listening to you and being psychic. It's all of these data points, adding them up and being able to get better and better at predicting what it thinks that you're going to be interested in. So the social media business model, of course, is to make money, right? Social media companies need to keep us coming back. Their business model depends on that. The more time on site, the more eyeballs glued to screens, the more billions and trillions they make. It's ads. And I play both sides of the fence. I use ads. Many of you here probably use ads. I love organic. A little bit of supplementation with ads can often go a long way, but it is how they make their money. And of course, there's also a dark side to this, glued to the screen, right? I love this quote by a French philosopher, I think it was. When you invent the ship, you also invent the shipwreck. That was Paul Virilio, French cultural theorist and philosopher. So hands up, how many, hands up, or let me know in the chat. How many of you have seen The Social Dilemma? It came out in 2020, 5 years ago on Netflix. I didn't even have a Netflix account at the time, but I resurrected it because I really wanted to see this. And then I watched it again earlier this year when I was preparing a talk for a mental health talk. So the technology that connects us also distracts, polarizes, monetizes, divides. I put them all on a oopsies. It goes here. Controls, manipulates, polarizes, distracts, monetizes, divides. It's astounding when you start to wake up and realize how intense these algorithms and these social platforms, how addicting they are, how controlling, how manipulating they can be. And in a way, it's like we have to wear two hats. We're this vigilant consumer, being careful we're not getting sucked too far down the rabbit holes, but then we're also marketers and we want to promote our business. We want to befriend our audience. We want to build a community. So then we've got this challenge with chatbots and the addiction there. This really troubles me. So, oops, hang about. That was going there. Heavy chatbot usage is correlated with loneliness and reduced socialization. Oofed. Casey Newton, I love following him, platformer, like his platformer newsletter. So here we have this situation with synthetic media slash AI slop. It's causing this erosion of trust. I frankly think it's also creating a decrease in human intelligence. It's dumbing people down. It's homogenizing people. And a lot of people don't even realize it, which is, challenging to say the least. So I'm saying, the more AI we use, the more human we need to become. And that's why it's just really, truly my honor and pleasure to be here live with you today, talking about these important topics and talking about having disclaimers and clauses and contracts and standing up for our rights and saying, no, you can't do that. And no, you can't use my likeness. And this is not okay with me. And really championing what's important to you. So reminder of what Tom said. I made this image in ChatGPT. Thank you very much. I wanted a pleasant looking moat, not too crazy with all the alligators and poisonous snakes and whatever. So remember what he said? 90% fake AI content by 27. Content is becoming a commodity. What did he say is the moat? What is the only moat? I'm doing a little pop quiz here. I'm testing you, see who's listening. Sharon says, yeah, the machines come and suck our brains out. Oh, you guys are good. Yes, 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 yes. Monica and Karen and Erica and Shannon and Sandy and Martha. It is indeed community. Community becoming the only moat. So what Tom says, the solution, optimize for community. Your content, your social media content can drive people to your community. And that could be to join the community. Although Gary Vaynerchuk often says, like, to him, Gary Vaynerchuk, some of you may not be familiar with him. He's one of the most successful social media experts, runs a 3,000 person agency, social media marketing agency. And he'll often talk about the DMs. He's a big believer in getting people to DM. And in fact, you'll see it on his Instagram. It'll just say, DM me. He loves to connect in the community chats. Go live more often. What we're doing right here today, a live Zoom. Or it could be for you, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. How many of you here do lives regularly? Let me know in the chat. Do you live stream at all? Does it work for you? Do you like it? Well, you can just tell me if you do it or not, and then curious. Sandy says not often enough. I used to go do Facebook Live all the time. And now what the heck is with this Facebook taken out down after 28 days? Whatever. They need more space for the AI, right? So what Tom's saying is you could do the live Q&As on your audience members' biggest challenges behind the scenes of your business decisions or real-time problem solving. So Michelle Peel says, I need to build my nerve. Kala, I do lives over the holiday. Mary says, I don't like getting on camera. You're absolutely right. Rebecca Coleman, you're so right. She says, I think live streaming terrifies a lot of people. I think you're absolutely right. And then what Tom's saying is, use AI to analyze the community data so you can understand what your audience actually needs. So I think that's really good model to tap into community, carry on with your social media, tap into AI. You're certainly going to create some content with AI. And then I've got more information for you here. So community, what does optimize for community even look like? Facebook groups. How many of you here have a Facebook group? Yeah, stories. Yeah. Okay, great. Oh, lots of Facebook groupers. Wow. Couple of no's I see here, but a lot of yeses. Great. Yeah, it can take quite a bit of time and effort, can't it, to really successfully run a Facebook group. Overheating here. You guys are giving me so much energy. I'm a big believer in both and. I love my Social Scoop Facebook group. Many of you are members there. If you're not, Facebook .com/groups slash, oh, actually, I think it's under Mari Smith Leaders, but Social Scoop, you can find it. But alternatives, I want to talk about that too, just in case some of you feel like you want to build up um, an alternative slash just another option, backup, if you will. So then community also live online events, free and paid, webinars. Well, I purposely didn't use the word webinar for this today. I called it a live event or a live training. And, because people see the word webinar, they're like, it's kind of, been around a long time. Plus, how about in-person events? They're really making a comeback, if you will, certainly after 2020. Um, Small in person, little masterminds, boutique events, or high end coaching programs, or lunch and learn, afternoon workshop, multi day immersions. What about that? Who here does in person events? Because it's just a beautiful thing. Nothing beats being live in person, in aura, physically in aura with people. So I highly recommend seeing for 2026 or maybe, for the rest of this year, not a lot left of it, but potentially bringing in an in-person. Actually, this Sunday, I'm going to be leading a local workshop here in Ashland, a human design workshop for about 20 people. It's wonderful, beautiful. So Sherry's planning a live event. Yes. Yep. Planning to in 26. I love it. So let's have a wee peek at what could be some alternatives as a backup, as an instead, or as well. Mighty Networks, some of you members of my superstars. That is proudly built on the Mighty Networks. I love it. I wish more people would come over there. Here's the number one challenge of having a separate app, a separate platform, is you got to get people to come over there, right? And so you want to train them to have notifications turned on, train them to download the mobile app, so on and so forth. And yeah, Circle, school. So we mentioned earlier about Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and going crazy with their millions that they're spending on ads. Well, I noticed that they had a school, SKOOL, and you can see that I'm not even logged in. It's 41,000 members for this school, which looks like, I think, from what I can tell, there's must be spending millions on ads. I don't know. Feel free to check it out if you feel like it. Pop that in there. And while I'm there anyway, I will put the link to my superstars. You're more than welcome to come and join that. That would be lovely. And back to my slides. Okie dokie. So yeah, school. Some of you might use school. Slack channel. This is really well done. It has about 10,000 members, but never gets too out of hand. Marketing AI Institute, Smarter X. It's a great place to really stay on top of what's happening in AI. So that's my friend Paul Reitzer and Mike Caput. Some of you might follow their podcast. They got it under speaking tools, education, resources. It's funny how it goes to Smarter X. I think because you got smarterx.ai, but they also have the Marketing AI Institute. Discord. Yeah, Discord's another good one. Heartbeat. So Social Media Examiners AI Business Society. How many of you are members of that? This is a really, really good value for money. And I will always see, in the name of disclosure, I'm going to go ahead and put, whenever you see the little AFF in parentheses, it means affiliate. So that's me disclosing. If you join the AI Business Society using my link, I might possibly maybe get a tiny wee commission. Okay, and then you've got, Messenger community. They took away the group chat thing. So now if you have a group, it's not like a group chat. It's on the Facebook. It's Messenger community. But did you guys see that these are actually, I'm just going to go to the iPhone help. Look at this. Zoom that up a bit. Could you imagine being in a chat with 5,000 members as up to, but some of you might be successfully running a Messenger community chat. I don't know. That's just not for me. Or a WhatsApp group or an Instagram channel or a Telegram and more. As someone mentioned, Discord. Lots of ways that you could offer a community experience for your audiences. Now then, let's switch gears and talk about Facebook and Instagram and what are the marketing content options. And we'll talk about frequency as well. So I'm going to recommend, the reason I put these next two slides together is I want us to have kind of one place. Where are all the places that you could be seen and you could tap into that Facebook offers for free, right? So some of you maybe have long abandoned your page. Let me go to a different color because I feel like it, hot pink. Business page, you need a business page in order to run ads, but now if you're in professional mode, you can boost your posts in professional mode. Facebook loves professional mode. It basically came out several years ago and it basically turns personal profiles into a business page and your friends are all lumped in there with your followers. You can choose to not have pro mode on and then just have friends only. Group, we talked about that a little bit ago. A lot of you have groups. How about events, Facebook events? I put marketplace. I don't know if some of you maybe tap into marketplace for part of your marketing mix, your business. Am I not showing my slides? Someone says, could you show your slides? You guys not seeing my slides? I think they are there. Teresa, I think you maybe clicked on the wrong button. I'm definitely showing my slides. Yeah. So then we've got all of these options. Again, I'm going to recommend you tap into all of them. Well, okay, maybe not live. Live, I'll put that in different categories. I actually don't really do Facebook Live anymore. But for posts, yeah, all videos now on Facebook, just like Instagram, are now reels, even if they're landscape, even if they're long. Photos or multiple photos, text only, plain text like my friend Mike Stelzner does. Or now, especially on mobile, what Facebook wants you to do is to have those posts where it's the large font on background color with created by AI. Okay, so you can see, I'm just closing some tabs so don't get too crazy here. There's where the Meta AI, you'll see it only on mobile. See, there's a tiny wee watermark there, kind of underneath the speaker icon. But I actually do this fairly regularly, and they love it when you add an audio track because now it's counting as views and listens, and they give it a little bit more reach. It kind of treats it almost like a reel. Actually, I think that one, the one that I had, yeah, look at this one, 120 comments and 32 shares when I was speaking the other day about that no AI manipulation clause. That had, one of my favorite tracks. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Another brick in the wall. So that's what's meant by text, large font text with a background color. Sharing other people's posts, sharing memories, sharing your own posts, sharing from profile to page. All of that is quick and easy and simple ways to have content out there. Stories, I know they disappear after 24 hours, but it really is top of feed and top of mind. It's at the top of your messenger, top of your Instagram direct, top of the Instagram feed, top of the Facebook feed. So 4 different places that stories on, you got 2 on Facebook, 2 on Instagram. These silly little notes, you probably prefer not to use them, but they do bring visibility. I think I have one. It doesn't show on the desktop. It probably just shows in Messenger and mobile. But those are the wee notes, the wee bubbles, the wee things that you put at the top of. You get to them in your messages, or yeah. So I can see it like that. Actually, it's colored, but it's colored on mobile. But it's this wee thing, and you can add a little track, music track, whatever. But supposedly that helps more read. I'm saying supposedly it gets top of mind visibility, right? That's the whole point I'm trying to get to say. Gail's asking, do folks get annoyed by stories? No, absolutely not. I mean, because you can't really overconsume stories. But the only thing that people would get annoyed by stories, I just saw that question go by, is if someone was posting something really awful. But the algorithm doesn't ever like overshow you, like constantly seeing just some people's things. Let's look at Instagram. Instagram doesn't have all these options, right? There's no multiple page profile group event. There's just accounts. That's it. So maybe you might have more than one. Does anybody here have more than one? Gosh, what is it? The kids call it Insta, Rinsta, Finsta. Rinsta is the real Instagram. Finsta is the fake Instagram. All these different accounts. I don't know. I would recommend a business or creator. Personal really is only for personal, but business, if you want to boost posts, if you want access to better features, then yeah, you have a Finsta, Rebecca. Okay. And then we've got, again, all these different options. Posts, going to be the reels, the photos, the carousels work really well, up to 20 different frames, mix of image and video. Repost, I love this feature. This actually gives you an instantaneous way of having content. You can repost your own. It's the little recycle. It's a little like icon that has the wee recycle arrows. And I would recommend when you hit that, it goes then to your Instagram, only visible on mobile, under a new tab, and add a couple of emojis or a little word or something. Just send that, gives you more visibility on the original person. Of course, stories, and then the same thing with notes and maybe live if that speaks to you. So all of these different things. Now, a couple more things to share with you. We're doing awesome on time. How much is enough? Oh my gosh, it depends who you listen to, right? So Gary Vaynerchuk often will talk about 7 different platforms. For some reason, I don't hear him including Threads, even though he is on Threads. But his 7 are Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, regular like landscape YouTube and vertical YouTube shorts, X/Twitter, whatever you call it, Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. I kind of stopped using X in 2020, even before Musk took it over. I'd never been on TikTok. I deleted my account years ago. I keep thinking I'll get around to LinkedIn. I probably should. Maybe 26, I'll do LinkedIn. But I focus on Facebook and Instagram. That's about it. How about you all? You have the first 5, says Sam. Yeah. Yeah, Evora is saying the repost is shown in the planner on the Facebook story. Nice. Jillian, you're using LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I honestly, of all of these, I think that LinkedIn and YouTube are the most underappreciated, undervalued, underutilized when it comes to the marketing mix. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, thanks for telling me what you're all using. That's true. You want to go where your audience is. So I have one of my dear clients, Stephanie in the UK. She knows that her audience just doesn't really use doesn't use Instagram. She only focuses on Facebook. Beautiful. Oh, this is brilliant. I will go back and review the chat afterwards because I really want to see what you're all saying. Rebecca says, I'm loving Threads. Yeah, many of you are using Threads. Joanne saying only 10% of users on LinkedIn are posting. There's much opportunity. Yeah, yeah. Reddit. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Reddit is a whole other subculture, isn't it? And then Pinterest. I didn't even include Pinterest. I think some of you do Pinterest. And then Blue Sky. I see Blue Sky. I wonder if Blue Sky is still going strong. Is it? Often with these platforms, I create a profile and then I don't really do much with it. So here's what some experts will tell you, not me. But if you listen to people like Gary Vee, they're going to say you're going to post on 7, pick your 7 out of 8, 3 to 10 times per day. Does anybody here do that? I'd be so curious to know if anybody really does do that. Or another friend of mine, Austin Armstrong, he has 2 million followers on his personal profile. And he's always beating the drum to post 10 times a day. The only way you're really going to make it on Facebook is post 10 times a day. I strongly, vehemently disagree. If that's your model, see, there's different models. If you're the creator type and you're trying to game the algorithm and you're just feeding the machine, that's what I call it. It's a freaking monster. You're just trying to feed the monster machine. Go for it. Do your 10 times a day. But hey, what if you're like quietly running your business successfully behind the scenes and you've got plenty of clients to serve and you got your leads coming in? Maybe you're running some modest ad campaigns. Who has time to post 10 times a day? I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself because it's just like, it just flies in the face of what a lot of experts out there are telling you. Yeah. You're saying, Maggie saying my audience would hate that. I have a small audience, small business. People will get tired of it. No, but see, here's the thing. The good news, now you see, I need you to all understand something. It's actually not quote unquote possible to overpost. You could post 100 times a day if you wanted to. The thing is, remember, Interest media, doesn't matter who's following you or who's friends with you, because the algorithm is going to go find an audience of non-followers. I mentioned Austin Armstrong. He sometimes shares screenshots with me in the DMs. He will have a post that gets 40 million views. Remember I said he had 2 million followers? He showed me posts where he got 40 million views, 100% non-followers. That's crazy. That's crazy. So keep an eye on your non-follower views, a really important metric, right? Organic, yeah, totally organic. Yeah, that guy's insane. Let me just pull him up to show you. I shouldn't. Sorry, Austin. I don't mean you're insane. He's a machine in terms of his content. I paused my screen for a quick second and I'm going to pull him up, resume. This is Austin. Some of you might know him. He's a great guy. You might want to follow him, and I'll pop his link in there. Do they have a life? Sharon saying, yeah, exactly. See that? So 2.1 million followers, and a whole variety. He does reels. He does all kinds of different content. But yeah, I think he posts like 1 hour in the hour. Oh, he just brought a new book out. Oh, I wrote a testimonial for him. He's a good soul. He really is. He's well intentioned, and this kind of post you'll see a lot of people doing. That's a black background with the large font. And then they put the value in the comments. That tends to work for some folks. So I don't know. It's just not for me. I'm not going to do that kind of approach. I need to have a life and run my business and serve my clients. I'm not saying Austin doesn't. He does it all. I don't know how he manages it all. He does have a team. What is important on social media? Okay, really important slide here for you. Short form vertical videos. Unfortunately, it's just the name of the game. Even on Facebook, gosh, I'm going to pull this up real quick. Not so long ago, do I still have the tab? Yes, some of you might not even have the videos tab anymore. If you don't see the videos tab anymore on your page, your business page, everything's lumped under reels now. Actually, maybe it is under reels. Let me just see here. Maybe not. Videos. Latest videos. Oh, this one. 13,000 views, organic, landscape. And I was showing people, this was back whenever date that was, June, that all Facebook videos are now reels. And, but I was actually asked people, if you see this on your phone, can you rotate your phone and it automatically goes full screen? So that's the thing about potentially doing your video on Facebook still as landscape. People can rotate to full screen like YouTube videos, right? But they can't on Instagram. Instagram doesn't have that rotate feature. It's vertical only. The nice thing, if you're going to do vertical videos anyway, is they can be totally repurposed across all these platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, right? How many of you use Descript? I just love that platform, right? Descript. AI video editing tool. It's brilliant. So, oh my gosh, it's so brilliant. Yeah, isn't it? It's like, how did we manage without that thing? Edits. Another one too is the Instagram Edits ads. That is free. And actually, Instagram has come right out and said they will prioritize videos created with the Edits app. It has a wee watermark on it too, I believe. So you for sure want the compelling hook, right? The first 3 seconds matter the most. Don't be putting a bunch of B-roll and leading up to what you're going to say. Just plunge in and say it. Compelling hook. That's where AI can really help. Your different AI tools that you love, most of us ChatGPT, but there's many others that can help with creating these compelling hooks, compelling ideas. First 3 seconds. Storytelling. Don't be afraid to include snippets of your personal sharing. Personal life, whatever you're comfortable having out there. Still have a private life. Don't put everything out there unless you're comfy with it. Then thumbnails, compelling thumbnails. Now, I was actually listening to a Gary Vee video this morning. I don't consume everything he puts out because he's a bit intense for me at times. A longtime industry friend. I do enjoy him. He's smart. He's smart, but he's sometimes a bit challenging to listen to. Could you imagine if Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, and Rod Stewart got together and had a kid? I don't know why I cracked myself up. That would be intense. That'd be hard to listen to. That'd be very, very gravelly. I'd probably get a sore throat just listening to them. But Gary has 137 full-time employees, All their job is to understanding thumbnails on Instagram. Unbelievable, right? So now Gary has a lot of big clients, major brands, celebrities. So you're going to see him dog food, they call it, right? Dog fooding. He eats his own dog food. You'll see it walking his own talk on his own VaynerMedia and his own Gary V channels. And then if you can, entertaining, you've heard of edutainment, value adding. If you can't do the entertaining, it's not critical. A lot of people are just naturally brilliant. They're funny. They have all these antics they get up to, fine. But if that doesn't come naturally to you, if it doesn't light you up, then, just don't even bother. Now, consistency and volume. How often? We spoke about that on the other side, but the how often. Consistency for sure. Volume, it's up to you. It's up to you. Once a day, several times a week, or several times an hour. I don't know. There's such a vast range of possibilities. My number one recommendation to you when it comes to creating and posting and frequency and which platforms, please honor your own self. This is why I love the human design system so much. Each of us has this way, this genetic way of making correct decisions, body wisdom decisions. What lights us up? Where does the energy feel expanding for any of my fellow 66% of the world that's generators? Is that this is lighting me up? Oof, this isn't. This is contracting my cells. No, I don't want to do that. And trusting your own body and your intuition. And whatever is correct for you. So with Reels, I just saw Adam Mosseri put a video out this morning, really encouraging us all to enable language translation. I mentioned at the beginning of our talk here today that I literally took a screen recording as I was blown away by literally, we'll come off screen share for a minute. Here's my mouth moving and how it was putting Spanish, Portuguese, and Hindi and back to English, all the while my mouth, they call it like lip syncing, but then also the voice matching. So the tone of my voice, my accents, I was like speaking Spanish in a Scottish, Canadian, American accent. I was so impressed. It's really good. And so they're now saying, go ahead and enable that. So your Facebook and Instagram, it takes a little bit of time, like it doesn't happen instantaneously, and then you get a notification when it's ready. But the reel goes out right away, and then you'll come back and you'll see it has a little label that says, the language. Let me just go, not this one, but if I hop over here for a second, yeah, because it was this big mistake that marketers are making. So I posted that with the languages, and then I took a screenshot of it, and I show you here. Yeah, it's right there. See, it'll say view translations. That's me taking a screen recording, and so there it is. You can just see it. It just slips. Now I'm speaking Spanish fluent. I don't have the sound on here, but you can go and watch that afterwards. It's just incredible how good it is. And then, how many of you use trial reels? Let me know in the chat. Do you use trial reels? I personally have not had a great deal of success with them. What it is you put a reel and you slide the reel by reel. It's not a thing that you have to set for every reel, and it's in the settings as you're putting the reel together in your mobile device, and you just slide the wee thing over. It says trial. What happens is Instagram goes and finds you an audience, takes about 24 hours of nothing but non-followers. See, that's what I'm telling you. You can't overpost. They're even encouraging you. You could put as many trial reels out there as you want. It'll go find you an audience of non-followers. So your content has to be really on point, right? Then you come back to it and you're like, oh, wow, that one did really well. I will release that to my followers. And then it shows up on your grid. Right? So some of you are saying, I do. You just started this week, Angelica. No worries. Yeah. Okay. And then use music. Instagram really wants us, and Facebook, Meta wants us to use music. You can add music certainly to reels. Don't make it so loud that we can't hear the voice, or you could just do reels that don't even need voice. Carousels will have music, images, and even on Facebook, as I showed you earlier with the large font background color. I'm acknowledging here we're a few minutes past the hour, and I got just a couple more slides to go. And then I have an invitation for you. I've got a new training if you'd like to come and go deeper with me. My new FBOMM, Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass. And we are integrating Instagram and AI as well this year. So I've got this fun slide for you. The new paradigm, the old model, and this was ChatGPT. I asked it to create me like an old beat up banger of a car. It doesn't look that beat up, but that's ChatGPT. The old model of business, of leadership, of marketing, of being an entrepreneur. Hustle and grind and rush and push and try to keep up, compete and trample and crush, growth at all costs, numbers game, hacks and shortcuts. Ooh, just shake that off. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies even thinking about it. The new model. Ah, thank you, ChatGPT, for this kind of Tesla-looking thing. The new model, authentic embodiment of what makes you different, what makes you you. Being yourself and allowing others to do the same. Honoring our differences and encouraging your audience to trust their decision-making process. I mentioned about the human design system that I've passionately studied for 5 years now. I'm a human design analyst. That one of the most profound aspects of it is learning how you are genetically wired, imprinted to make decisions. There's 7 different possibilities. Some of you might have seen that stupid program, sorry, not stupid, that reality TV show called Love is Blind UK. And there was this guy, Projector Patrick, and he kept saying, trust your spleen, trust your spleen. Well, that's the intuitive decision makers. And they're only actually about 10% of the world. Half the world, so about 47% of the world, are not genetically wired to make fast decisions. They need time. They have the solar plexus emotional wave. Time. I need to sleep on it. Give me some time. When do you need to know by? I need to feel into it. And yet, look at the marketing industry of how we push and pressure and we do this hustle. Sign up tonight, midnight tonight. Come on, you snooze, you lose. FOMO. And pushing people to make decisions that are not even correct for them. So, performance to presence, authentic marketing in this new era is about an energetic congruence, you fully embodying who you're meant to be, not trying to copy someone else and watch, okay, well, that works for them. Let me try that. Oh my God, it didn't work. Because you're not them, you're you. You authentically embody what lights you up and what's correct for you. With masses of AI hype, volumes of social media content, constant marketing messages, we need to emphasize this connection, relationship building, fostering strong communities. I'm just going to keep beating that drum because it's just, honestly, this is your competitive advantage, being you. Another little snippet in that Gary V video I listened to this morning, somebody was asking about their niche. And he said these words, which I thought were so on point. He said, you are your niche. I'm like, that's good. I believe that. You are your niche. Nobody can be you, right? So my friends, can we really stop this madness, this chaos, this social media fire hosing, fake AI crap everywhere, dramatic changes, and it's noisy, it's fast, can really feel crazy making. But what we can do is craft a clear and calm strategy for working with today's tech, having an authentic plan that actually gets results for you. So I'm here to invite you to this renewed opportunity to like fall back in love with marketing. And I've been doing this since 2007, Facebook doing this Facebook marketing thing. Before that, I've been an internet entrepreneur since like 1998. Started when I was 12. Just kidding. Taught tens of thousands of business owners how to grow on Facebook and Instagram since 2007. Every single time, my friends, it comes back to the same truth. Good news, awesome news, epic news. Organic marketing still works. In fact, organic marketing's never been more important because of the interest media, because of the non-followers, because you can test your content at scale and never worry about over posting or having too much, because the algorithms are going to handle that for you and it will show you what people are resonating with. Then you can amplify that with budget. So when everyone else is chasing AI gimmicks and automation, or over automation, I'm not against automation, I'm not against AI. But for you, my friends, for you and me, real human connection becomes your greatest advantage. I can really feel that. I feel that in my whole body. Almost chokes me up. AI can't replace humans. Yes, so it can do all kinds of crazy things. People are talking about buying these $40,000, $20,000 robots. It's going to come and do their housekeeping and their dishes and their food and whatever. Okay, fine. How about it? Hey, again, not knocking it. I'll happily have an assistant. So here's what I got for you, my friends. This is the 7th time that I've led this program. And some of you have been through this with me in the past. If you are, please check your email. I've sent you an alumni invitation. And you'll just go to marismith.com/FBOMM. And this time I'm absolutely putting the Instagram in there and the AI savvy, AI smart. Thanks, Sherry. And so, yeah, here we are going through these two major changes, right? We've got this interest media. Gone are the days where we'd friend or follow someone. It's now about the content that algorithms thinks you're interested in. And then coupled with, of course, generative AI. So you'll see there, I've written you a love letter, wishing that we could go back to the good old days where it felt simple. No one wants to admit that we have overcomplicated what it takes to market successfully today. We don't have to spin all these plates and just, leap when Facebook Zuckerberg says, Zuckerberg says jump and all the marketers and creators are like, how high? So yeah, organic social is the starting point for all marketing, says Gary Vee. I believe the people in the marketing industry are so underestimating organic that the delta is more extreme than you can imagine. So pure human to human marketing that builds real relationships, real revenue. I've made it super, super affordable. 127, or there's even a 2-pay 6-7. I got my little 6-7 in there. 2 payments of 6-7. And then so excited to bring in 2, not 1, but 2. And by the way, here's my date. So it'll be exactly 1 week today. So 4 weeks in a row, obviously full recordings. There will be a Facebook group. I found a hack, finally, Mari's method to get around that stupid auto invite thing when you set up a new group. I posted about it in my social scoop this morning. I created a new page called Mari Smith Group Admin and then created the group so that it doesn't automatically invite people that are not supposed to be in the group. But what I want to tell you is I've got 2 options to upgrade. So if anybody is interested in the human design system and how to weave that into your business authentically to help you be more successful and more wealthy, bringing in more authentically, generating more revenue. I've got my Diamond Accelerator, which is 90-day. You'll work with me for 90 days, my 90-day coaching program. Or if you're like, okay, that's not in the budget, then it is the platinum one. And you'll see that options here, personal deep dive or partner closely with me. You can see that on the page. So, the Diamond Accelerator in particular, that's where I'm going to actually bring in the full human design reading, the profound insights woven throughout our time together, how to align your unique genetic imprint for maximum success and wealth. You can also bring your team to those calls. So, friends, are you ready? And by the way, I'll happily stay on for a little bit to answer any questions if anybody has things. Yeah. I think my team has actually been scooping up your questions, so I'm happy to answer those for you. I'd love to be your guide, my friends. It really is time to fall back in love with your marketing again, Oh my God, did I not put the link? Yeah, no, I did. It's further up. Here you go, friends. I'll pop it in again. Thanks. And Jenny and or Adair, if you're here, feel free to pop links in there. No problem. Yeah, we'll send out the replay. Really, I honestly, I love marketing. I really love marketing. And the reason I love it is I've always connected people to people. I've never been one of those numbers-based marketers. It's like, I've set playful goals for myself. I told you I had this playful goal. I wanted 1,000 registrations for this live event today, and I haven't checked the numbers since we started, but I know we're like at 922 or something. So yeah, it was amazing to see the response to this training. I really want you to fall back in love with your marketing, because what you're doing is you're falling back in love with your customers, your prospects, the transformation that you alone can provide for your audience, whatever you offer, whether it's a product or a service, whether you run a business or you work for a business, you're there in the name of providing something to other humans to help them in their life, their business, their family, their relationships, whatever it might be. So let's bring back joy and clarity and genuine human connection that got lost somewhere in all those dang algorithms. And if you're ready to simplify, amplify, and grow your business the authentic way, come and join me for FBOMM 7, as I'm calling it, Facebook and Instagram Organic Marketing Masterclass. And what did I put up the top here? How to grow your business authentically with a human-centered, AI smart strategy. So I'm not saying it's going to be all AI, but certainly we'll do some AI and without spending money on ads, unless you really want to. As you can, we're going to cover ads too, even though it's organic. Oh, perfect. Okay, great timing. We are bang on time. Beautiful. You're so welcome. Yeah, I would love to work with you. I'd love to support you and whatever feels true for you. I'm not one of those pushy marketers or, and then there's this bonus, and then there's this, and then there's Ginzu knives. And I don't mean to be judgy for anybody that does that kind of marketing. If that feels true to you, go for it. But yeah, so a question here from Mary. Is the training mostly about connecting through organic posts without utilizing paid ads? Because ever since my Facebook account was hacked 2 years ago, oh, you haven't been able to run ads. No, so it's 4 modules. Normally I do 6. I'm doing a slightly more condensed version. So it's 6, it's four modules. And the part 4 is specifically dedicated to either boosting posts on your page or your profile, or potentially using Ads Manager. Now, I would imagine that, Mary, there is a solution for you. We could maybe talk offline about that, but you ought to still be able to do ads. So it's up to you with the budget, whatever works for you. Yeah, Sheila's saying, thanks. This was so important for today's small businesses. Love the AI explanations. Most appreciated. Yes, you're so welcome. Now then, let me see. Team, do you have a Google Doc for me? Okay, monitoring the inbox. Questions. I don't know if there's a place where I'm going to go get questions. But I'll for right now, I'm going to just see what we got in the chat. Oh, Kara saying it took 2.5 years to get your ads account back after it was hacked. Okay, so the number one thing I would recommend to anybody across the board is sign up for Meta Verified. It's like $11.99 or $14.99 a month, dollars that is. But even just 1 month, 2 if you have to, and just get relentless, just push on them relentlessly until you get the support that you need. They're not great. Supposedly, we're supposed to get better, improved, customer support by paying for that subscription. But that's unfortunately is really the main way that we were able to get a hold of Meta these days. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Annie. Essex in the UK. And let's see. Adair or Jenny, you want to direct message me if either one of you created a Google Doc with questions, and if you didn't, no worries. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. You're so welcome. Sandy's asking, does LinkedIn also follow the Meta interest algorithm? Well, Meta's algorithm is their own. They copied it blatantly from TikTok. See, because TikTok, one of the things that made TikTok so successful, they call the FYP, the For You page. You open up TikTok. I don't know because I'm not on TikTok. I just read about it, hear about it, people tell me about it. And so you open up TikTok and it's really, really good at predicting what you might want to see. It's even better than Meta. So Meta have been trying to copy that for years, and that's on both Facebook and Instagram. And then because interest media has become so popular across the board with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, now you've got Twitter, YouTube. I think maybe YouTube did it before, but definitely LinkedIn too. I've heard that LinkedIn does use that interest media. Oh, thanks. I'm not seeing it in Slack, so I must have missed it. Thanks, Adair. Oh, I see it there now. Okay, 2 minutes ago. Thanks, Jenny. I was looking in the wrong place. Awesome. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. We get some great questions here, and some folks might still be here. Okay, so I'm going to go and answer some as I can. So Charlotte Schaff. I don't know if you're still here, sweetie. Yeah, and if folks have to go, all good. Okay, she's probably gone, but I'll answer them anyway so that it gets on the recording. Charlotte asked, can you explain why we should use the generative AI policy on our website or eBlast? Does anybody else want to answer that? Why is it important to include a publicly available generative AI policy? The bottom line is transparency, privacy, customer data. If you're taking personal customer data and you're loading it up into all kinds of AI platforms and you don't really know what that AI company does with their data, then I don't know. I just feel like it's an integrity thing for me. Like you have to let people know what you're doing and how you're doing it. And there's a setting in ChatGPT. Some of you might have this disabled where it'll say, it's in under the settings and it's called, I'm pulling my own up right now. Um, is it under security? No, it's under data controls. Yeah, here it is. I will share my screen. I will show you where it is. Right here. You're going to go into your ChatGPT account, go down here, click on your name, click on your settings, data controls, and toggle this off. If you want to, for some of you, you're fine with it on. I personally prefer this off because then your data isn't getting utilized or uploaded to train the model. Now, there's different schools of thought out there because I actually saw this from a Facebook post from a friend. Gosh, where does this guy live? Forgetting where he is. Thailand, maybe Thailand. Um, where they had like stripped everything out of ChatGPT and told it to forget everything and started afresh, and it kept coming back. It kept coming back, and then at one point, ChatGPT actually said, "Oh, we can't really." Or right? I can't really forget everything. And something about the ChatGPT servers and how they supposedly don't really delete the data. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna just see what else we got. Um, Trial reels. Hillary, you were asking about trial reels. Why wouldn't you start every reel as a trial reel if it shows to non-followers? Hillary, that's a really good question because, yeah, it's a good point. Now, the way I look at it is it depends on, let's see if Hillary's still here. She might be away. Oh, yeah, you are. Hey, Hillary. So it depends on the timeliness. So let's say, for example, I'm putting up a reel and I really want my specific followers to see it and it's kind of time sensitive. I don't want to wait the 24 hours or sometimes even longer, 48, to really get some traction. So that would just go ahead and put it out there. Or sometimes for me personally, I tend to get a better response posting to just followers versus the trial. So it just depends. Again, you just keep having to test these things, right? Um, yeah, and Alice, you're making a really good point about Gary Vaynerchuk, and that's every time I hear him banging on about how many times to post, I'm like, dude, you got 3,000 employees. Yeah, Alice is saying his team of young, thirsty millennials and Gen Zs. Exactly, exactly. They post for him, pays him to do it, spends his time on stages. Yeah, we are not him. 100%. Thank you, Alice. I know you're gone now, but I'm just reading this for the recording and others to capture. We don't have an army posting for us to keep our visibility high. In my opinion, the more Gary talks, the more he convinces you that you need his agency to help keep up with the suggested posting frequency. Yeah, you're right. Everybody has their agendas. Rebecca is saying, I thought Masseri said it didn't matter what you used to edit. He posted a video, you used CapCut. Okay, okay. Well, Rebecca, I totally stand corrected if that's the case. Yeah, maybe I could be totally wrong. Yeah. All right. So, anything else I can see? Kala is saying, on another note, anyone lost trending pop music on Instagram? Can't get access to generic. Oh, you just get access to generic. The music does seem to change a lot, the music options. I notice very generic, royalty free, certainly on my Facebook page and often in my Instagram business account. But then when you just search, I usually think of a song I want and I search for it. But I do like the trending. Generally speaking, trending audio does tend to give you that little bit extra reach. Okay. Yeah, great. I think we pretty much covered everything. Sandy, you're saying ChatGPT, if we turn off data controls, does it help limit the possibility of our content being seen or reused by others? Yeah, 100% it does. Yeah. Sandy, and anyone else is relevant for you for I think probably within the first maybe 10 months or less of ChatGPT blasting on the scenes, there was this really interesting story of Amazon workers, not in the warehouses, but in, admin in the offices, whatever, leadership, and some private documents had been uploaded, and someone with the right prompt was able to surface them. And quickly Amazon like banned the use of it. So to your point, Sandy, yeah, it helps limit for sure. If you're saying, no, don't use my data to train your model. I just want to be able to access my own data and I want it to get to know me well and use some custom GPTs and whatnot. That's a whole other thing, by the way, with my high and the platinum or the diamond. I'm offering some training on how to do a custom chat GPT based on your human design. But I wouldn't overly automate it. People are using ChatGPT now to get their human design readings, and it's not accurate. It's not always perfect. So I really recommend working with a trained analyst. Angelica, I hope I'm saying your name right. Do you think people are still able to grow their business on social media if they don't do storytelling content or barely do any video of themselves? If no, any tips on what else to post? Oh, Angelica, yeah, absolutely. In fact, there's a whole trend. Austin Armstrong, I mentioned earlier, he has this whole video editing tool called Syllabi. And he was like really pushing this whole concept of what they call faceless video, and it is made with AI and or B-roll. It could be real B-roll, it could be AI B-roll. So you don't have to be on camera, and there's like words going by. I don't know. There's like a lot of YouTube channels I've seen go by where it's like a really wise older person who's long deceased. I'm trying to remember a name right now of their wisdom. They're espousing certain wisdom, and it's just it's just moving background. Maybe the person's Alan Watts, that sort of thank you. Mine, it just popped back in. Alan Watts. So somebody's made a channel with all these amazing, inspiring, based on Alan Watts' wisdom, all ChatGPT. The voice is AI, or I'm saying ChatGPT, whatever AI they've used. So anyway, yeah, you're so welcome, Sandy. Saying you're a treasured gift. Well, back at you. I appreciate that. I better drop off now. I could be hanging out here forever with you. You're such a lovely group of delightful beings. And anybody that wants to get extra support, come on in and join us for the FBOMM at Facebook and Instagram Organic Marketing Masterclass, as well as the options to work one-on-one privately with me. Help me to really get my eyeballs on your business, help with your strategy, your integration of automation, marketing automation. We're going to cover more than Facebook and Instagram if we work one-on-one. And yeah, any questions, you can reach out to me, mari@marismith.com. Fantastic, Michelle. Thank you, darling. You're welcome, Mirka. Inga, yay, you're awesome. Thanks, friends. Have a blessed rest of your day, and reach out to me anytime if I can be of